Striganona's gift.
Striganona's gift. Everyone in the little village of Calabria, including Striganona, had been busy in their kitchens and at their tables since the month of December began. First was the feast of San Nicola, St. Nicholas, on December 6th. The children got to choose the food for the feast because San Nicola was said to love children. The next feast was on December 13th, the feast of Santa Lucia, St. Lucy. In her honor, a special pudding was made with soft wheat berries and ricotta cheese. As the weeks went by, Striganona kept Big Anthony very busy with errands. When Bambolona had to go to the village to help her father, Papa Bamboo at the bakery, Big Anthony had an idea. Striganona, I'm ready to help you in the kitchen. Oh, Striganona replied, that's very nice of you, Big Anthony, but I can manage just fine. Besides, you have plenty to do. You know, Big Anthony said with a smile, you're right, Striganona. That was a close one, thought Striganona. December 24th was Christmas Eve. Every house in the village was cooking fish for the Feast of the Seven Fishes. There's no meat served on Christmas Eve, and no meat was eaten until after midnight mass. Like we have, yeah. After the mass, everyone climbed the little hill to Striganona's for her annual Christmas feast. There were tables and tables of food. The shepherds from Abruzzi were there to sing. The villagers and the children danced under the stars to celebrate the birth of baby Jesus. As a rosy light appeared in the sky, everyone went home for a good big sleep. After all, there's a whole week left. On December 31st, New Year's Eve, is the feast of Saint Sylvester. Big Anthony, Striganona said, you must eat your lentils and rice pudding, or you won't be prosperous next year if you don't. Striganona, will it be all right if I go down to the village to watch the New Year bonfire? Everyone will be there. Of course, dear. Only be careful when the church bell rings. Hide in the doorway or under an archway. You know that people throw old things they no longer want out the window. I'll be careful, Big Anthony promised. And don't forget to wear your red underwear. Everyone has to wear red underwear for New Year. It brings good luck. On January 5th, the Epiphany, the Feast of the Three Kings, once again everyone was cooking, but this time for their animals. It's a legend that at midnight on the eve of Epiphany, all the animals could speak to each other. It was because the ox and the donkey kept the baby Jesus warm with their breath in the manger. So the villagers give their animals a feast. No one wanted their animals gossiping with each other about how poorly fed or mistreated they were. Striganona was cooking dishes for her rabbit, her peacock, her dove, and her goat. Delicious smells that came out of the kitchen nearly drove Big Anthony crazy. So when Striganona called him for supper, he almost knocked the door down. At his place was a plain dish of pasta from Striganona's pasta pot. On the counter were 4 dishes that looked and smelled so good. What are those dishes? Big Anthony said. Those are the special dishes for the animals. It's a special night for them. There are carrots for the rabbit, corn cakes for the peacock, sweet seeds for the doves, and turnips stuffed with greens for the goat. As soon as you finish the pasta, take Senora Goat's dish out to her, please. Big Anthony stopped outside the goat shed. I'll just take a tiny taste. Oh, that's good, said Big Anthony as he tasted some more. Oh no, it's all gone, said Big Anthony as he looked down at the empty plate. He quickly filled the plate with hay and oats and left it at the window of the goat shed and quietly ran away. As Striganona tidied up her kitchen, she thought of all the villagers and how they had worked so hard for their animals, and how they probably all had simple suppers like she and Big Anthony. I will give everyone a gift, she said as she opened her special book. I'll give everyone a wonderful dream, a dream about food. And sure enough, as each one of the villagers drifted off to sleep, everything seemed to turn to food. The fountain poured milk and honey, the walls turned to ricotta and mozzarella, bedposts became sausages, and the bed sheet changed into lasagna sheets. While the villagers were sleeping, the animals gathered in the square to tell each other the amazing food they had been given that night. The sisters gave us the most delicious fried fish. What did Striganona give you, Senora Goat? I don't know. Big Anthony ate it all before I even had to look. That's terrible, said the